Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Steven. You're watching Pure Heart, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. And today I'm kind of late to this. Okay, I admit. This is a movie that came out early this year, and it was called Jesus Revolution. And I never got a chance to talk about it because, for one, I kind of missed that boat in the sense where I think I knew about it, but I was so busy around that time. I was on business trips, this and that. Is doing just a lot of stuff on also social YouTube as well. But this is something I would have talked about. I just don't know why I didn't, because I didn't officially start Pure Heart back up again until like late May, right? So Jesus Revolution came out around April, around Easter time, and I somehow missed that boat. So I wish I could have started Pure Heart around that time, but I didn't miss the boat, guys. I'm still here. I never missed it. I was always hanging on the boat. But so so the Jesus Revolution film exceeds box office expectations across the United States, and that is the headline for this episode based on this article. And here it is, a film about the origins of what became of the known Christian movement in the West Coast of the United States in the late 1960s and 70s, has exceeded box office expectations after opening last weekend. Of course, this article was March 2023, so maybe it was March that it came out, but not April. This is how little I knew about it. I knew about it, but again, it was just one of those things that I thought it was one of those movies that wouldn't like be in a lot of theaters. Maybe it was in a few theaters, or maybe I just didn't. I don't know what I was doing. I just was very, 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 very busy around that time, starting up new YouTube channels, and I just missed that. I would have loved to see that movie with my mother or something, like take her to there or somewhere. Like would have been a good way to spend time with your parents, you know, things like that. That would have been a movie that I should have liked to see. And yeah, and so called the Jesus Revolution. Let's see. It's a film about how members of the movement known as Jesus People or Jesus Freaks come to faith in Jesus at the little country church in Costa Mesa, California. Producers Lionsgate says the film was forecast to earn around $6 million to $7 million in ticket sales, but succeeded in grossing $15 million from the weekend. Just one weekend, that's pretty good, putting them in the third place for openings at the time, at least, right? Produced by Andrew Aaron and John Aaron, it explores how Chuck Smith, pastor of Calvary Chapels, saw his ministry take off and grow after being open to receive long-haired hippies into his church. He is played by star of television series Frasier, Kelsey Grammer, which is pretty cool, actually. And then in the 1970s, Greg Laurie and a sea of young people descend on sunny Southern California to redefine truth through all means of liberation. The official synopsis reads, inadvertently, Laurie meets a charismatic street preacher and a pastor who open the doors to a church to a stream of wandering youth. What unfolds is a counterculture movement that becomes the greatest spiritual awakening in American history. Pretty cool. And I know about the story, a lot of people do, but it's nice to see the actual movie and see like how like everything came together visually. The film has also generated strong reviews in favor of Dennis Harvey of Variety writing one of the most appealing faith-based big screen entertainments in a while. Polished and persuasive without getting too preachy, which is always the key I talk about. Common Sense Media Tara McNamara wrote, this drama is almost certain to energize and inspire the Christian crowd, but it's also likely to captivate those who tend to avoid films about religion. That's both because it's very well made and because there's an honest and accountability here. So yeah, you can see, like, during that time, a lot of religious Christians had to face that everybody's not going to be like you. Everybody's not going to come in like you have with your nice suit and tie and all that. And and Asher Lorberto in LA Weekly assessed through most people don't want a Bible lesson, especially if they didn't ask for one. The new faith-based film is a step in the right direction, but is the film coming to the UK? At the moment, there are no plans to do so, which has disappointed Bill Hampson, Christian rock concert organizer during the mid-1970s and 80s, who toured Europe with Christian Jesus movement headline acts like Larry Norman. Second chapter of Acts and Barry McGuire. Bill Hampton of Warrington told Premier Christian News, "I'm sure it would get an audience. The Christian movement from California changed people's lives and their outlook on everything. It gave rise to what became known as contemporary Christian music in the UK and beyond. Before that, Christian records labels used to produce choral music and the like, but here was nothing new emerging in the UK. We've just passed 50 years of Greenbelt, which was inspired by the stories found in the Christian Revolution film. We can say Chuck Smith's legacy is still around today." So that's the article, and the reason why I saw this because it caught my attention yesterday. I happened to see it yesterday, literally yesterday on Netflix. So this film is now on Netflix, guys, and which leads me to this article. Evangelical revival film Jesus Revolution hits Netflix. A big deal, guys. This is a big deal. I would argue this is a bigger deal than even the movies in a way, because everybody can see this movie, right? A movie telling the story of a famous evangelical revival has hit Netflix in America, and it's already trending. Jesus Revolution, one of the biggest faith films in 2023, tells the story of a revival in the early 1970s in Riverside, California. The movie stars Kelsey Grammer, who plays Frasier in the television show of the same name. The Hollywood star plays middle-aged pastor Chuck Smith, who was instrumental in seeing thousands of young Christians baptized in Riverside. Fellow street pastor and evangelist Lonnie Frisbee is played by Jonathan Romy, who plays Jesus Christ in The Chosen. The story follows the unlikely friendship of straight-laced Pastor Smith and Christian hippie Frisbee as they work together to evangelize the thousands of young people before the rift breaks the pair apart. One of the teens that came to faith via the Jesus movement, Greg Laurie, now leads Harvest Christian Fellowship. The film largely follows his perspective of the events. However, the UK Christians will be disappointed to learn the film is only available on Netflix within the United States for now. Unfortunately, that's not good. Landscape Jesus Revolution is available to watch at select cinemas across the United Kingdom. That's okay. The film was ranked 7 out of 10, or anything, blah, blah, blah. Who cares about that? But yeah, the overall message of the film, I think 7 out of 10 is actually really good for a Christian film in general. Trust me, it is. Trust me. It's 7 out of 10 is good for a Christian film. It might be closer to a 7.5, but who really knows? It could depend on the acting, directing, whatever. But at the end of the day, this film is not preachy, like I said before, and this is why it did so well. It just told the story of what happened. You see how the essence of Christianity really is, probably more so with this film and not getting distracted by all the nice suits and the religious people who want you to wear the least amount of the most amount of cleavage, I should say, and things like that. That's what turns off the rest of the world who just wants to, maybe see what's going on, but they just want to be received and not be hated on or feel like they're not wanted. I think this movie really does that well, and this is really what PureHeart's about too. Like, I'm not here to preach to anybody. My goal is to really give the perspective of myself, who is far from a perfect Christian. By faith I am a perfect Christian, right? And really just see things from both to the Christian's perspective and the world's perspective, and kind of meet together and kind of see what's real, what's not real, what's a distraction, what's not a distraction, what matters, what doesn't matter. And I think this movie probably does more of that and tells a story about an actual event that happened in history, guys. That's a very important thing. So I highly recommend this movie, even though I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen a preview of it yesterday. I'm not even sure if I've seen the trailer before yesterday. I'm being quite honest with you. If it wasn't on Netflix, I probably would have never known this movie existed. Or, like I said, I kind of remember something like this, but it must have just really left me because, I guess it was just for me to see on Netflix and share with all of you on YouTube. So this is updated news for August. So even though the movie came out around March, in August it's on Netflix, which is almost another movie premiere in a sense. So guys, check it out on Netflix if you haven't. Share it with your friends, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is all about evangelizing and getting the word out there, guys, and not being too preachy, and let people feel that they can come in. So again, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and we will be back with more articles and stories and opinions like this, and expand this network as well. So until next time, God bless. Thank you.